man of courage. Boris points a finger at Jack Sprat Europe's for sealing off when on Russia coattails. British PM points to Europe's growing dependency on Russian hydrocarbons. Boris Johnson said, however, that Russia is a great country and called against all attempts of isolating it. Boris Johnson has urged European countries to break their addiction to Russian gas, warning that it could cloud their judgment when dealing with Vladimir Putin's government. In a speech to City of London dignitaries on Monday night, the Prime Minister said countries like Germany would have to choose between mainlining ever more Russian hydrocarbons and sticking up for peace and stability in the East. It comes after the Prime Minister ordered the deployment of British military engineers to the Poland-Belarus border as tensions rise in the East over the ensuing refugee crisis. London, November 16. /TASS/ British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said he believes that Europe will soon be facing a choice of whether to increase its dependency on the supplies of Russian hydrocarbons or sticking up for Ukraine and championing the cause of peace and stability. I hope that other European countries may recognize, that a choice is shortly coming, between mainlining ever more Russian hydrocarbons in giant new pipelines, and sticking up for Ukraine and championing the cause of peace and stability. Let me put it that way, Johnson said. UK Foreign Secretary Liz Truss called on other European countries on Saturday to boycott Russia's Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline, which was completed in September, saying that the growing dependence on the Russian natural gas supplies may threaten the European security. Prime Minister Johnson said, however, that Russia is a great country and called against all attempts of isolating it. The Prime Minister said relations with Russia and other states should be friendly and pragmatic, but appeared to warn against the construction of a planned new gas pipeline, Nord Stream 2, which is backed by Berlin, a major consumer of natural gas from the East. Formally ditching a once popular theory, Mr. Johnson told his audience at London's Mansion House that it was clear that some countries are simply not going to evolve towards free market democracies, and we should be clear-eyed about that. When we say that we support the sovereignty and integrity of Ukraine, that is not because we want to be adversarial to Russia, or that we want in some way strategically to encircle or undermine that great country, he continued. And never let it be forgotten, in this season of remembrance, that it was Russian blood that enabled us to defeat Nazism, the British Premier stated. Johnson also said that London would focus on cooperation with countries, which share its values, and explained such approach by a commitment to democracy and freedom. I believe this concept of coalitions coalescing around science, and security, and values, finance and diplomacy, and above all people, should be at the heart of what global Britain is doing, he noted. Because it is clear that some countries are simply not going to evolve towards free market democracies, and we should be clear-eyed about that, the Prime Minister continued. We have to deal with it, we have to manage it, we must have relations that are as friendly and pragmatic as possible. But the consequence is that we work ever more closely with those who do share our values and instincts, Johnson added. As you know, the arrival of the first Russian LNG supplies to the UK coincided with the deterioration of UK-Russia diplomatic relations, triggering debates over the role of Russia in UK hydrocarbon imports. Although Russia is the largest supplier of UK coal imports, coal is being phased out of UK energy consumption. Russia is just one of several substantial suppliers of crude oil and refined oil products to the UK, with levels of UK oil demand being strongly linked to developments in the UK transportation fuel mix. By contrast, natural gas is the largest source of UK heat and power generation, and underpins non-transportation sector energy consumption. UK gas import demand is currently largely met by pipeline imports from Norway and LNG imports from Qatar. However, as the UK seeks to cope with fluctuations in domestic gas demand through increased LNG imports and gas trade with northwestern Europe, following the closure of the UK's only seasonal gas storage facility, the challenge to UK energy security is not dependence on Russian gas supplies but rather increasing exposure to international gas market volatility.